myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" That doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America. And for the good of the world, I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred.
Card staking. Trump emphasizes U.S. generosity. We've helped you more than anyone. He presents only America's contribution, ignoring Ukraine's efforts or sacrifices. Assertion. He states things like "we saved you" as fact without proof, a classic use of assertion to shut down debate. Transfer. Speaking from the Oval Office surrounded by symbols of power. Trump uses the settings to project authority, linking U.S. aid with dominance. In just 2 minutes, Trump sets the tone with selective facts, bold claims, and symbolic power, placing physiological pressure on Zelensky from the very beginning.
Everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know
bless.
that.
You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because
I'm
you're in no
answering on
position
this
to
question.
dictate that.
That's
Remember
exactly
this.
what you're
doing.
You're in no position.
Trump links military aid and political support to his personal image and the U.S. power, trying to transfer the credibility of the U.S. presidency into a personal negotiation tactic. For example, we do a lot for Ukraine. This associates U.S. help with loyalty and the gratitude expected toward him personally. Trump implies that other countries aren't helping Ukraine, so the US is a uniquely generous partner, suggesting Ukraine should align itself more closely with the US implies. We are the only ones helping, so follow us.
First, there is clear name-calling. Vance accuses Zelensky of being disrespectful and acting like a victim, framing him in a negative, emotional way rather than discussing the real facts. This leads into pinpointing the enemy as a peaceful blame on Zelensky for the strained relationship, ignoring the broader context. He's painted as a problem, the one standing in the way of peace. Then comes a strong-faced dilemma. Trump says make a deal or we are out, leaving only two extreme options: agree with the US or lose their support completely. No middle ground is offered for them. That's followed by desires and fears. Trump warns you're gambling with World War III, using fear of global war to force a decision. It's not about logic, it's about pressure.
Zelensky resorts to an appeal to authority by reinforcing international law and democratic values, and he used repetition of words like security and support to reinforce his message. He also employs contrast by setting his calm rhetoric against the aggressive tone of Trump and Vance, creating the image of a rational leader.
The Oval Office, Donald Trump and Vladimir Zelensky, not just a meeting, the ultimatum. Trump speaks clearly. Either you accept the USA conditions, or there will be no more aid. This isn't diplomacy, this is a pressure. This is a classic propaganda technique, the false choice. Either you are with us or against us. The goal is to create the illusion that there are no other options. The second technique, appeal to fear. US aid is critically important for Ukraine, and Trump knows this is perfectly well. Pressure increases vulnerability. Another technique, the creation of savior image. We are saving you, and you are not even grateful? This is manipulation of trust and dependence. The Oval Office became a stage for political bargaining, and at the table, not participants. at the table, dependence and calculation.
The hypothetical Oval Office debate between Trump and Zelensky about the ceasefire involved a variety of propaganda techniques. Trump used assertion declaring without evidence that he would stop the war in 24 hours, exploited fears and desires, appealing to American fatigue for foreign conflicts, name-calling, and spoke the representative of the playing forks. Zelensky used false dilemma, contrasting struggle with capitulation, pinpointing the enemy, naming Putin as the main glittering generalities such as defending freedom and democracy, and among sympathy toward fears and emotions, emphasizing the suffering of Ukrainians. Both use cards, stacking, stretching their position, and glossing over the weaknesses.
As the Oval Office meeting draws to a close, tensions remain high. President Zelensky refuses to accept the terms proposed by Trump and West. President Vance, which include significant concessions to Russia. Zelensky emphasizes that any agreement must respect Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The atmosphere becomes increasingly tense and both sides realize that no compromise will be reached. The planned press conference is abruptly cancelled, symbolizing the collapse of diplomatic progress during this meeting. This ending underscores a deep division between Ukraine's demand for security guarantees and the US administration's desire to escalate a war through negotiations, even the cost of Ukraine territory. No agreement, just controlled messaging and blame.